All right, I'm back doing a new review, or it's kind of more like a introduction, I guess you could say, of a Dyson Ball Total Clean Origin. This is a Walmart find, and the reason why I say Walmart find is because I actually got this machine on clearance for $100 from Walmart, brand new. I was out shopping one day, not really looking for a new vacuum or anything. I was looking more for a Mother's Day gift, and I went probably a little over an hour away to a shopping area that kind of has every store that I would probably want to hit up without having to go to different towns and things and go to different areas for this store and then leave and have to go 20 miles down the road to another store. So I was up there. I went to Lowe's, Home Depot. I went to this closeout outlet discount store that has a lot of brand new stuff that they just get shipments in. And they've got really nice things. I got my SonicClean brand new in the box from there, but didn't really see much there. Went to another Lowe's down closer to home, and then I was like, I'm just gonna go to Walmart really quick. And I always go down the clearance aisle because you never know what you're gonna find there. Well, um, I found this. There was this, the Dyson Slim Ball or Small Ball or whatever the hell they call it, and the Dyson V8. The V8 was 250 and these were, or maybe it was 200 or maybe it was 175. I don't really remember. But both of these, the Dyson Ball Total Clean, this one and the small ball were $100. And I was like, I'm obviously going to get the nicer one with the extra tools. Even though I told myself, I'll be kind of bummed out if I get this home and it's identical to my DC65. I wanted one with the open floor nozzle on the bottom of it, and this one does. It doesn't have, of course, there's some hair. It does not have the cord guards on it. And you can see the belt drive here is recessed, so it still allows airflow and things to get through here when it's sealed against the carpet or the hard floor. Nothing's really changed other than that about this base plate. It's still kind of spring-loaded, more so in the front than in the back. The bristles are very stiff, and you'll also notice if you have one of the earlier generation versions of this body style Dyson that it has a larger brush roll motor on it as well. You can see that I have used it because the bin's getting a bit cloudy already, but the floor, the brush roll window, I guess, which is basically the whole machine, is pretty clean. I do like the fact that these Dysons have very good edge-to-edge cleaning. You're not really running over spots like on my Zero G that has like these 1.5 inch areas that they don't participate in any cleaning at all. But if you look in here, you can see where there's already this fine grain dirt and dust building up. It's easier if I do it where there's no light, no reflection. I guess you can see like there's hair building up in here, and there's this grit building up in there. But the brush roll is much stronger. This is also different. I would have to look into how to remove the floor plate, but this is, looks like you do this. Yeah, that's not how my Dyson DC65 is. Everything else, though, on it is essentially the same. This is also more purple than blue in person, and it has like a frosted color to it compared to what's showing up on my camera. But overall, I really think that it's a huge improvement. It probably cleans 2 times better than my DC65 just because of the enhanced brush roll motor and that base plate being cleared up. I mean, clearly Dyson didn't just do that because they forgot to add that in. They did that because they knew that that would enhance and make the machine better performing and more powerful. They improved on their previous designs. Whereas many other companies, they're so focused on releasing cool features, that are going to make their vacuum sell because it looks neat, and there's some funky design about it, rather than enhancing its cleaning ability. I really think that that's smart for them to do. And I'm not a huge Dyson fan. I'm not a huge Shark fan. I do know that they are vacuum cleaner companies that are extremely popular amongst collectors, obviously amongst people who, just want a vacuum that they're never going to take care of, but they just want one. And, you know, sitting down at a table outside at a barbecue and everybody's talking and somebody's just like trying to flex and say that, yeah, we have a Shark or we have a Dyson. And it's just like, yeah, the dump has millions of them, but but they think that it's a high end, high quality machine. And in a way, when you're comparing, what's at the store, they are the top dollar machines when you walk into a department store. So they're not necessarily wrong, based off of the information that they have. But one thing, though, that I wanted to say when I went and bought this, I went through the vacuum aisle while I was carrying this around and I said, I need to see why this is on clearance. And someone told me, that, or I saw this later. Somebody was saying that Dyson must be putting in a new lineup at Walmart. But I saw a woman looking at these cheap dirt devils. And maybe in her eyes, it was a big improvement over, what she's previously purchased, but it was a couple. And I walked through and I looked to see where the Dysons used to be, and I saw them looking at these machines that were around $100. And I said, I just got this from the clearance aisle. I didn't explain to her that I picked the nicer one and the one that was left was smaller. I mean, she was obviously not in tune with probably being able to pick out like the differences between the two, um, because they were subtle. You really had to pay attention to the box. But I said, there's another Dyson over there for $100 on clearance right now in the box. And they're like, really? So they ran over, and I kind of looked from a distance, and she picked it up and they stuck it in their cart. Which, a lot of people, they don't think that the clearance aisle is going to have a vacuum sitting in it, let alone a Dyson for $100. Now, there are a lot of naysayers. I already said this. But for $100, there's going to be those people who say, yeah, well, I don't care if it was $100. I don't fall into that category that anybody would have bought it, whether they like or don't like Dyson for $100. I would have bought a Hoover Wind Tunnel 2 high capacity or something like that for $100. Come on, $100. I mean, this machine retailed for 3 or 350 at Walmart day in and day out, and people were buying them. It's not a bad vacuum at all. It's probably a better cyclonic separation than a Shark. I know that for a fact. Shark's filters get caked up. They're great vacuums for cleaning performance if you want to talk about pickup, but they are high maintenance. Dysons, they definitely have maintenance keeping the filters clean because they're supposed to be. For me, it's more of keeping the shroud clean, but I find that the filters are always clean on it. The pre-motor filter is never dirty. It's always white on the inside. So, I just picked it up because it was inexpensive. I definitely wouldn't have bought one for $300. I own 3 Dysons, a brand new DC07 that I've used twice. My DC65, which, it's got good suction for tool cleaning and things, but carpet cleaning, it's not the best. And my V7, which I do like. I think that it's handy. It really is. It's definitely not a full-size vacuum replacement, but how can you really argue that this wasn't a deal. So I wasn't going to let somebody else have it. I did consider buying it as and keeping it just to gift to somebody for like an anniversary or a wedding gift or something like that. But I said, I want it for myself because there was a big difference between this and the current DC65 that I have. So I decided in this video, I'm not going to do a full cleaning because I've been liking my Felix a lot lately and I want to use my Felix to vacuum in here. I want to do an under the rug test with this Dyson because I do think that it has some pretty crazy suction. And dare I say, many people will get pissed, but when I run this along the edge of that carpet, I've shown it in Kirby videos before, you can see dirt that's on the hard floor get sucked up underneath the carpet because the airflow is getting pulled through the back of the carpet so much that it's actually pulling things from the bare floor underneath the rug. So I really want to see how well this does. My Felix does it as well, but it grooms the carpet better. This grooms the carpet good too. Definitely better than my DC65 ever will. But sometimes it's just, it needs that combination of the way the carpet looks, how the carpet feels, how much gunk and crap you're getting up out of the carpet. And I don't know, just it doesn't feel as good as my Felix, even though I know it's cleaning just as well. So I'm going to put a pause on this and I'm going to get something fine, put it under the rug, and we'll see what it does. Okay, so we're back. I choose baby powder. I know it's really fine. It's probably finer than flour, but I pick it because it doesn't clump. Flour clumps. So I don't want these big pieces. And I mean, even talcum powder can really be clumped down too. But in my eyes, the reason why machines are able to kind of still manage when there's clumps, it's because the agitation is so strong that it actually vibrates and breaks up those clumps and shakes the pieces loose while the suction and airflow help to pull it through the carpet. So we will see. I have my Dyson here. The bin is empty, but I mean, we're not going to be, it's never had the filters cleaned, but we're not even looking to see if, like, we're not looking at the bin. Like, that's really not the purpose. We're going to be looking at underneath the carpet. When we pull the carpet back, we'll know if it got it up or not. And I'll even pull it back even further just to make sure that it didn't kind of slide it over to the side. So I'm going to cover this up, bring my Dyson over. Hopefully the outlet doesn't go. For some reason, this outlet's been giving us problems lately. Whoops. You can see that. So we'll do one pass and see what it does. It was a slower pass, yes, but we're going to see what it does with just one pass. That's pretty impressive. One pass, and I'm pulling it up. It's not over here on the side. There is a little bit of, like, remnants, but, I mean, that's pretty good. It definitely got all of the substantial amount. This is more of like a coating, like a fine dust layer that a vacuum just wouldn't be able to pull up anyway. But I'm very impressed with that. And you can see this is a high traffic area and it does help to pull the rug up, and you can see where I stopped it back here. It's flat here, but you can see where it helps to rejuvenate the rug, I guess you could say. But I'm pretty impressed with that. I had a feeling that the results would be pretty good. You know, really the hate behind Dysons, it mostly comes from the fact that, well, actually a couple of things. For one, the idea is they aren't really repairable, so you're eliminating vacuum cleaner stores and jobs in the vacuum cleaner repair industry and vacuum sales. People are going nuts over them. People want Dysons and Sharks, meaning that they don't need to come to a vacuum store at all. There are people who will never step foot into a vacuum cleaner store, their whole life. And they also just don't like the bagless design. And it's kind of brought people to this idea that there is like a zero maintenance idea when it comes to a vacuum cleaner. So all those things, and there's probably more, are what really drives the hate behind them. I respect them and Shark for what they bring to the table, what they offer people in terms of cleaning performance, and I do think that their cleaning performance is pretty good. I mean, it got the stuff up from underneath the carpet. If I ran a Dyson, unless you actually have a direct contact with a dusty surface, you're not going to be able to get that fine dust that lines things from like the electrostatic cling. So it got it up. No ifs, ands, or buts in one pass. I did kind of go on the slower side just so I really wanted to see if I could see it come through the brush roll window. But, I mean, that's pretty good, guys. So, let me know what you guys think. I know I did a lot of talking, but, when you don't have yourself on camera and it's mostly kind of like a story time, a lot of talking goes on. So, drop a comment below and I'll try and get back to you.